going to so many different communities, and I just can't believe how much they love Indian food and the spices. So, but here with the chef, I'm going to leave all my recipes. So he's going to put the recipes in rotation.
You're the spice goddess. I'm the spice disciple.
Thank you so much for a kind introduction. Yes, I know I don't look that old enough to have a long list on my resume. Actually, that's not true. I don't even know how old I am. I grew up in India in a very small village, and no one really kept track of women's age. So I have no idea how old I am. When my brother said to me, I was in grade 10 or 11 in India. My brother said to me, they said, "We found a husband for you, and we need to have a passport. Can you pick a date of birth?" I said, "Okay, sure, I'll pick a date of birth." So I had a huge crush on this Bollywood actor. So I picked his date of birth. And so now I give lots of interviews in newspapers and magazines, and they always ask me, the first question they ask me, "Okay, Chef Bal, how old are you?" And I'm like, I don't know. And I want to put, okay, first of all, thank you so much for having me in your home. This is a beautiful home. As we drove by this morning, it was so warm and welcoming. So thank you so much for letting me come to your place. And it's such an honor and a privilege to be here. So we have Chef Justin, the fabulous chef. Big round of applause to him. So Chef Justin is going to be cooking two of my recipes. One recipe is called no butter chicken. So it's a butter chicken with no butter and no cream. And that recipe has been a top search recipe on Food Network for more than 2 years. And then we have a second recipe we are going to do is a coconut sauce we're going to make with the salmon. So we're going to do that. But before we start cooking, how many of you have tried Indian food before? This is perfect. My job is done. I can sit down. You know your food. This is great. One of the best things about Indian food is I grew up in India, and I've been so lucky that I grew up in India. I just actually came back from Asia. I was asked by Asian Food Channel they're airing my show in many different countries, and Asia is one of the continents. So they invited me to do media tour. And I actually just got back a few days ago. I'm still jet lagged. I was in Singapore, I was in the Philippines, I was in Indonesia, and I was in Malaysia. And my show is airing there. I brought my kids with me. And one of the things I loved, the cuisine in Asia, is that the flavors and the spices and so I am so lucky. I'm so lucky that I grew up in India. So I get to learn the spices. And I've been cooking actually since I was, we don't know how old I am, but roughly I was like 5 or 6 years old. I've been cooking my food because my mom would say to me, she would say, "Learn how to cook so we can find you a good husband." So yeah, they did find me a good husband. And so going back to the spice, then I'll tell you a funny story about the husband after. For the spices, again, as I said, we were very poor. Growing up, we were very poor. We didn't have money for many, many things, many toys. But the only my toys that I played with, my Barbies and my dolls, were actually my spices. So I've been playing with cumin seeds and coriander seeds and mustard seeds and curry leaves. And we would have a really cute garden in the backyard. And we would grow our tomatoes and cilantro and onions and potatoes and everything right from the backyard. So when you think about the spices, I know the spices. And the best thing about the spices is when I think about spices, I don't think about flavors, because I know the flavors are already there. So when I think about spices, I think about the health benefits. Spices have, like turmeric powder. Dr. Sanjay Gupta on CNN talks about the health benefits of the turmeric powder. It's great for if you have arthritis, if you have knee pain, if you have an injury, any kind of injury, turmeric powder is the best thing because it's anti-inflammatory. And we are going to be having turmeric. Chef Justin, are we adding our turmeric to our butter chicken today?
Yes.
So we're going to do that. So Chef Justin, what should we cook first?
Let's do the salmon.
Let's do the salmon. So why salmon? No, I'm just kidding, nothing. I'm testing him. So for salmon, what we have, here's this, I'm going to be adding, we have ground coriander powder. Coriander powder, the cilantro, beautiful herb cilantro comes from coriander seed. And coriander seed has a very nice citrusy flavor. So when people think about spices, they think about really hot and spicy, but that's not true. Spices have, for me, when I think about spices, I think about it's like a rainbow. Like there's a cumins, give a really nice warm, earthy flavors, and there's a coriander, give a really nice citrusy flavor, and then there's a mustard seed, give a really nice pungent flavor. And every time I cook with, because when you're cooking seafood, citrus flavors go really well. So every time I'm cooking seafood, I use coriander powder. So chef is going to be sprinkling a little bit of coriander powder on it, on our salmon, and a little bit garam masala. He's going to season it. So, and garam masala is a mixture of spices. It has every household, actually, growing up in a village, every household had a different recipe for garam masala. Garam masala is a mixture of powder. That's what it means. Garam masala is a mixture of powder. And it has cumin and coriander and mustard seeds and cloves. And so we're just going to add a little bit of oil, chef, and then we're just going to start cooking. Are you always this shy?
Yes.
Let's get him talking today. That should be our goal. Chef Justin talking. So Chef Justin, where are you from?
Here.
What is here?
Albany.
Are you from Albany? Did you grow up here?
I grew up here, born and raised.
Yeah. Did you go to school here as well?
College.
Ah, all right.
In Lake Placid.
Oh, fantastic. And are you married? Was it arranged marriage? No, I'm just kidding. So you're married. Oh, so do you have family? You have children?
I do. I have 2 children.
How old are they?
Been married for 2 years. My kids are 10 and 4.
Oh, 10 and 4. My son is 10
I'm
years
30.
old. You're 30.
Oh, I'm 31. I forgot how old.
He just forgot how old he is. Yeah. Thank you. I was going to look for a mic. So you have a 10-year-old boy or a girl?
Girl.
That's a girl. Oh, girls are trouble. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Should I tell them? Should I tell? I have 2 children. My daughter is 20 years old, and my son is 10 years old. My daughter was a troublemaker when she was 10 years old, and then when she was 13, she even became worse. So are you looking? Are you looking forward to those next 6 years of your life?
And all the ones after that?
No. Just teenager time for 16 after, it's going to be okay.
My kids are good.
Your kids are good?
My kids are very well behaved.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, that's what he's saying right now. He's going to call me when she's 13. He's going to, oh, Bal. I've been,
Ask my wife, it might be a different story.
Yeah. What's your daughter's name?
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie. And your son's name?
Tyler.
Tyler. Wonderful. Thank you. He's talking. Look at him. I love it.
They hear me talk all the time. They came to listen to you talk today.
Okay, so he's rubbing some spiciness on him as well as my social openness skills to Chef Justin today. So Chef Justin, what are we doing here on a medium to high heat, I would say, for salmon?
Medium to high heat, so we rub the seasoning on the salmon. We let it sit for a little bit, and now we're searing it in oil.
Oil. The best thing about the spices, because spices have a really great pungent flavor, so you don't really have to marinate it for the long time, because if the fresh spices give that marinating, it happens pretty quickly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And so on the side, we can begin with our coconut sauce on the side. So here I am using coconut sauce. I love coconut. I love the creaminess of coconut and everything fresh. And actually, when Asian Food Channel people called me, they said, Bal, do you have a special request for your hotel room? Because we were going to be here for 3 weeks. We're going to be going from hotel to hotel to hotel to hotel to country to country to country for 4 countries in 3 weeks. And do you have a special request? So I asked for coconut water, fresh coconut water in the morning. So I didn't have a coffee. I had a fresh coconut water every morning. And they're like, oh, she's a diva, you know. I'm like, you asked for it, you know. So I love coconut. Again, coconut cream is so good for you. Coconut oil, actually. Coconut oil has the exact same properties as sunscreen. So coconut, if you have a little bit of coconut, if you're cooking with the coconut, rub a little bit on your arms, a little bit on your face, it's okay. It's okay. It's really great for your skin. And many massage therapists and many schools, actually massage school, use coconut oil for massage for the body because, again, it has amazing health benefits. It's really great for your cells. It's really nice. So coconut cream, it's a natural cream compared to the cream we use from the cows and, just the regular. So I like to, anytime I'm trying to bring any kind of creaminess to my to my food, I try to use the coconut cream, coconut milk. So that's what we're going to be using. We're going to be having that sauce. And going back to, actually, right before I went to Asia, I have to tell you something funny. I have to tell you something about my daughter. Never mind cooking. You're going to eat this food, but I'll tell you something about my daughter. My daughter is 20 years old. I have to think about it. She's going to be 21 2 weeks. September 13th, she turns 21. She wants me to go to Las Vegas with her and party. I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, here's my visa. Go party. She's an amazing, amazing young girl. Actually, she just came back from Africa. She was building her own school in Africa. She's a CEO of her own nonprofit organization. So she went to Africa by herself. Then she brought a couple of friends. And she didn't work with any company down there. She went down to the city hall, got the land, and she built 2 classrooms. And that community, that village, never had water. So she was able to put a hand pump. It was $4,000 American to get a hand pump. So she was able to put a hand pump in that community. And they never had water. The whole community would have to walk for 5 to 6 miles to get water. And so she called me. She goes, Mom, she called me in tears. She said, Mom, I was able to give water to the family. So yes, she was crazy when she was 13, but when she turned 20, she was actually recognized by the Prime Minister of Canada to give a gift on behalf of Canada to Prince William and Kate. When Prince William and Kate, after their wedding, they went to Canada. And last year, she was recognized by Chelsea Clinton and Nelson Mandela's grandson. So there's a huge hope for Mackenzie, I'm telling you. So get ready for her going cool a little bit, but after that they do come back to being just a phenomenal, young, amazing kids. So what's happening with their salmon right now, Chef?
So the salmon, I flipped the salmon. We're still searing it in the oil. It's close to being cooked. Should we start our sauce now?
We can start our sauce, yes, absolutely. Because salmon is going to take what, like
another 3 to 5 minutes.
So total 8 to 12 minutes,
8 to 12
I would say. Yeah, okay. So we'll start with our sauce, Chef. Okay. So for sauce, we have some ginger. And then again, when I think about the spices or herbs, I think about the flavors, but mostly I think about the health benefits. So we're going to add a little bit oil, a little bit ginger. And ginger has great for your digestive system, great for your blood flow. Even the early sign of cold or flu, I take a glass of water, hot water in the morning, and then I put like fresh ginger piece, like an inch of fresh ginger piece, a little bit lemon, a little bit honey, and a heaping tablespoon of turmeric powder. And I mix that in, and I am telling you that having, just after a couple of sips, your whole body starts to relax. And you really start feeling your body getting really, really good. And when you feel so tired and your bones feel like so tired, but as soon as you take that drink, you start really rejuvenated again. And ginger has this property. Ginger it releases in the blood circulation. As soon as it goes in your blood circulation, it really starts pumping blood. So it's really, really good for you. So what we're having with food here is going to be amazing Indian food you're going to have. But again, it comes with great health benefits. So isn't it wonderful to eat something that tastes so good and smells so good, but after eating, your whole body feels really, really, really good. And that's why I just love cooking with cooking Indian food. So what is the next thing we're going to do after that?
So we have our mustard seeds,
Okay.
coriander. We have those mixed together. So we're going to sprinkle that in with the ginger and start toasting and developing our flavors.
Okay, yes, absolutely. So when people think about the spices, they just don't know how to cook with spices. If you add spices or spice powder to water, it's not going to give you the same flavor. But if you're cooking, oil has to be very hot first, and then you add spices, then essential oils get released, and that's when all the flavors go in the oil. So if you're cooking at home, like if you, many of you, I was told that you still love to cook. How many of you love to cook? So when you're cooking, you say you love to eat. I love to eat. Oh my God. You know how much I ate when I was in Asia? I can eat all day long, yes. But I like to cook too. So if you're cooking with the spices, so hot oil, and then you add the spices to it, essential oils get released and all the flavors get released to it. And then that's what Chef has just did right now. And what is the next thing you're going to do, Chef?
We're going to add our tomatoes and start sauteing our tomatoes.
Perfect, yes. We'll just add fresh tomatoes. It's going to give a really nice color. Again, going back to adding more citrusness to our sauce as well. Perfect. Thank you. So while Chef is doing that, I'll tell you a story about growing up in India. My mom used to say to me, only girls climb the mango trees, because we had mango trees. We had like but you know, something was really weird and different about me. I wanted to do everything what my brother did. He played cricket, he played marbles, he would go on a rooftop and he would fly kites, and I wanted to do all those things. And she would say to me, oh, no one's gonna marry you. No one's gonna marry you if you're doing boy things. You gotta learn how to do the girly things. How many of you, put your hands up if your mother's told you the same thing? Just act like, did your mom say, what did your mom say to you?
Football was my thing.
Football was your thing, okay. And what did she say to you? Don't play football?
Among other things, yes.
Among other things. If you're gonna be a good wife, don't play football. I know, seriously. I say to my daughter, but it's so funny, one thing I say to my daughter now, if you want to keep a man happy, cook in the kitchen. But I don't say to her, like, you know, if you can't find a husband if you can't cook. But my mom, so this is something that going back to growing up in India, I was so lucky that I was able to, so I would do all those things. And at one time, going back to the health benefits of the spices, it's going to come back to that. It's a funny story. I did climb up the mango trees. I love mangoes. I can have mangoes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I went up the mango tree, and my mom comes running after me, and she has a stick, you know, because we all got beaten growing up in India. Everyone gets beaten in the village. It's a North American thing. Kids don't get but, you know, I say to them, don't beat kids, because trust me, it doesn't work. It didn't work for me. I got beaten so many times, and next thing, guess where I am? At the mango tree again next morning. So I fell, and my ankle my ankle had a heel sprain. So my mom runs back to the kitchen. She heats up some mustard seed oil. She puts some turmeric in it, and she puts it on my, on my foot. And then after a few days, when I got better, and then she woke up one day, and I'm like, my foot is really better. She said, is it really? Can you walk and run? I said, yeah. And then she said, come towards me. I did. And she slaps me on my face. I'm like, what's this for? She said, 4 days ago, I wanted to do this so badly. But I couldn't. You were hurt. So again, yeah. So then and one of the best memories about me growing up in India is the food. We would wake up early in the morning, and we would have cows in the backyard, and then we would milk the cows. We would bring the milk straight from the cows to the kitchen, and then we would start churning the milk, and that will turn into butter, and then some milk was saved to make a chai tea, and some milk was saved to make yogurt. And those three things were made. And sometimes with mango shake and pear shake or banana shake, we used yogurt and some milk to it. And then every day we're starting. And then our days would start around 5 o'clock in the morning, because the sun during summer would get so hot. So you would have to do all the cooking, all the milking in the cows early in the morning. And so we would sit there, and my mom would make paranthas. She would make food. You know, here in North America, we eat like sweet like jams and toast. But growing up in India, it's a savory. You start your day with a savory food filled with spices. And then we would sit down, and we would talk about what we're going to have for lunch. Like, it was great. It was a fantastic time of my life. And then, of course, lunch would happen. Then I would go back in the kitchen. I would go back to the garden, bring the fresh tomatoes, fresh cucumber, fresh lettuce. And my mom would start making onion, garlic, ginger. She would take the spices. She would start cooking. And then we would all sit down. Guess what we talked about? Dinner. What are we going to have for dinner? Like, it's every day. It was a food. My memories when I think about India is all about food and the flavors. So, Chef, what are we doing right now? We're talking about food. The smells is so nice here.
It smells great.
Yeah.
So I added the coconut milk. Turn the heat down a little bit. We're going to let that reduce just to thicken the sauce.
Yeah.
Add our red pepper flakes and our salt.
Okay. So just let it cook a little bit longer now?
Yep.
Just okay. And how's the salmon coming together?
Salmon is just about done.
Oh, okay, perfect. Should we have a volunteer to come and taste your food, Chef?
I think we should.
All right. All right. I want one volunteer to come here and taste some of the food. Oh, look at the hand is up already. Do you need? Oh, no, let me give you this. Okay. All right. So, what's your name, sir?
Big Al.
Big Al. Big Al is going to try some food. So walk with me.